In this video, I'm going to teach you how to fold an absolutely epic paper airplane called Bomber. And you can see where it gets its name just from that resemblance, having this awesome fuselage on top and those really wide wings makes it look like a bomber aircraft. But this is a two-in-one design that also functions as a boomerang plane. So if you throw it like this with this on top, it'll fly normally. But if you hold it from that fuselage and actually throw it in this banked attitude, it can circle back to you and you can even catch it. So I'm really excited to share this one. Let's see it in flight and then I'll teach you how to fold it. All you will need in order to fold this paper airplane is a sheet of 8.5 by 11 inch or A4 paper. And we're going to begin by folding it in half, but wait and watch because we are not creasing all the way through the paper here. So I'm taking this edge to this edge. And instead of creasing all the way across the top edge here to fold it in half, I'm actually just going to crease about half of it. The exact amount doesn't matter. And then I'm lining up these bottom corners, making sure I've got it down here, and I'm making just a tiny little pinch crease right there. So what you'll get is this kind of rounded section. You have a real crease there, but it's not creased all the way through. That's actually a little bit important to the structural integrity of the plane. I won't give you all the details, but you want to do it that way. And we'll flip it over so that this is a mountain crease now, and fold the top edge to that crease to make a triangle. Once you do that on one side, just do the same thing on the other side. And now we're going to take this top point to our bottom reference point there that we just made and control these layers. Try to hold them in place so they don't move as you do this. Just like that, and crease all the way across the top. And in the next step, we're basically holding one side down like this and opening this other side up, just like that, reaching behind there. And you kind of are pushing this edge down, and you're looking at that corner there to land that corner on this bottom edge. And that's your reference. Once you have that in place, you can kind of sweep your fingers across this edge here to define that edge. And then take all the remaining slack and pull it in that direction to flatten the paper just like this. Okay. And we'll now fold this little flap that crossed the center back across the center, just like so. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're opening that up, kind of pushing on that right there. So it starts to come down and it should be going right to that point up there, and we're looking to land that point on our back edge. And crease that outer edge first, and then take all the remaining slack out of the paper and flatten it here. Okay, and now I'm going to rotate the paper into this position here, and I want to fold this edge here to that edge there. And some weird stuff's going to happen as I do this, but just watch. I'm focusing just on this edge, making sure I landed on that edge, and I'm just going to start my crease right there. And you can see none of this lies flat. I have to continue my crease all the way into the plane, into that pocket, which becomes that point right there. And then once I do that, I flatten it so that I'm making a crease from this point to this back point there. And then I take all the remaining slack out this way and flatten it there as well. Okay, and I'm actually going to unfold those, fold this back across the center, and do the same thing on the other side. So I'll push that in that direction, hold it like this, and take this edge here to the leading edge of the wing. This is where it kind of bubbles, it doesn't lie flat. Just start your crease when you've got it in the right position. and then continue your crease all the way into this pocket, just like so. Flatten the pocket so that it goes back to this corner right there. And flatten all the slack out right there as well. And it should look like this. Now I'm going to unfold that, and I want you to pay attention to this crease right here. That is a primary crease that is going to get reversed. So we're actually reversing a couple creases here. We're not making any new creases. So I want this half of that layer to actually go behind this section here. And it's a little tricky to get it to do that, but basically kind of open your paper up in this position. And if you can get this to reverse first, it actually really helps you right to that point. And then you can reverse the whole length of this crease as well. And kind of working on it all at the same time like that will really help you out. And then you want to make sure that reverses. And all those layers go inside everything else just like that. And it ends up looking like this. I know that's a little tricky. If you've done a lot of reversing of layers before, hopefully that wasn't too hard for you. Maybe you learned something new. Okay, and I'm going to fold this little section here that goes across the center crease, back across the center, and I'm going to repeat those steps on the other side. So I'm kind of opening this up. I'm going to start by reversing this crease right here, and that kind of gets me to that point. And then I gotta reverse this really long crease and get it bending in the opposite direction, just like that. And then once I've almost got it, that crease also reverses as I tuck all those layers inside, just like that. And you lie it flat, and you fold the section that crosses the center, just vertical, just like that. And then you've got these two parts here that kind of form the keel of the plane or the fuselage based on the orientation. And your plane looks like this. So now we're going to take this winglet here and fold it all the way to our center reference point that we had at that very beginning. And we want to land this edge here on the back edge to make sure the crease we're making is perpendicular to the back edge. So it should be just like that. We'll do the same exact thing on the other side. And it should now look like this. And you can kind of smooth out those wrinkles that occur. And now all we have to do is fold the winglets of the plane. So I'm not taking this all the way to this crease here. I'm leaving about 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. And I'm doing that on either side. And again, this is perpendicular to the back edge. And you could measure this if you want, or you could just estimate like I'm doing here. But basically you want fairly big fins on the outer edges, and your plane will look like this. So this is a finished paper airplane. You are going to want to make a few little adjustments though. You can just kind of bend the middle section just a little bit. You don't want a full crease here, so you can bend that just a little, and then set these little angle changes almost flat. You want it to be a very small angle change between this section of the wing and that section there. And then you want these to be perpendicular to the ground. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video, and good luck flying your plane. Thank you so much to all of my patrons who are supporting this channel and making these videos possible. I'm now releasing a new tier where you can become the pilot of your favorite foldable flight paper airplane, and your name will appear next to the paper airplane you choose in each of my YouTube videos. So head over to patreon.com/foldableflight and join the Foldable Fleet today.